6, or network communications and protocols. So in this chapter, we're gonna talk about the functions of packets in network, protocol, putting data on the cable or access methods, chapter summary, and key terms. So what is network communication and protocols? It can be viewed as a common network communication standard which is used to define a method of exchanging data over a computer network. Network protocols defines rules and conventions for communication between different devices participating in a computer network. The functions of packet in networks. So, packet are the basic units of communication over a TCP or IP network. Device on a TCP/IP network divided that into small pieces, allowing the network to accommodate various bandwidth to allow for multiple routes to a destination and to transmit the piece of data which are interrupted or lost. Packet structure. So the structure of network packets consists of three parts, and those are headed, payload, and trailer. The headed includes instructions about the data carried by the packet. The payload is the body of the packet, which is the actual data that the packet is delivering to the destination. Packet creation. So in March 17, 2015 by Steve Lynch, packet crafting or packet creation is the art of creating a packet according to various requirements to carry out attacks and exploit vulnerabilities in a network. So it's mainly used to penetrate into a network structure. So those are the various vulnerability assessment tools used in craft such as packets. So understanding the packet. So in networking, a packet is a small segment of a larger message data sent over computer networks such as internet is divided into packets. These packets are then recombined with the computer or device that receives them. Protocol, a set of rules and guidelines for communicating data. Rules are defined for each step and process during communication between two or more computers. So, what are the functions of protocol? A protocol is a standard set of rules that allows electronic device to communicate with each other. These rules include what type of data may be transmitted, what commands are used to send and receive data, and how data transfer and are confirmed. You can also think of a protocol of a spoken language. So you can think of a protocol as a spoken language. Each language has its own rules and vocabulary. If two people share the same language, they can communicate effectively. Similar, if the two hardware device supports the same protocol, they can communicate with each other regardless of the manufacturer type of device. For example, an Apple or iPhone can send an email to an Android device using a standard mail protocol, and a Windows-based PC can load a web page from Unix-based web server using standard web protocols. So in this page, you can see the link layer, internet layer, transport layer, application layer, and this is some of the example for the functions of protocol, and I'm just gonna leave it here for you. For if you wanted to read this, you can read this by yourself. So protocol in a layer architecture. So as you can see the image attached below, there are the OSI model and the 7 layers and the internet protocols and its layers as well. So protocol architecture, it is a layered structure of hardware and software that supports the exchange of data between systems as well as a distributed application. Example given, email or file transfer. So each protocol provides a set of rules. Need for protocol architecture. So there are 9 examples of protocol architecture that we need to follow in order for us to follow its protocol. So first is typical tasks to perform are follows: file transfer, source must active communication path, source must check if destination is prepared to receive data, file transfer application when source must check if destination file management system will be accept and store senders files, may need file format transmission, tasks broken into subtasks, implemented security in layer stack, each layer perform a related subset, enable peer layers to communicate. The peer layers communication by means of formulated blocks of data and obey set rules known as protocol. So, what are the common protocol suites? So, it is collect of protocols that are designed to work together before TCP or IP became the de facto standard. Other protocol suites like IPX and SPX were common novel. Apple Talk communication network system interconnecting personal computer workstation, computer acting as file server and print servers, printer and shared methods allowing them to exchange information through a variety of types of communication hardware and software. So as you can see in the right part, there are the example of Apple Talk and how it served on how it worked or what's the process on it. So implementing and removing protocols. So there are 3 on it. So first, easy to add and remove protocols. Second, TCP writer loads automatically when most operating systems are installed. And the last one is in Windows 2000 or 2003X or 10P used for air connections with properties to add more or remove protocols. Putting data on the cable. So access method. Given the computers communicate in a number of ways, some factors must be considered in network communications, including how computers put data on the cable and how they ensure that the data reach its destination undamaged. Functions of access method. The set of rules that defines how a computer puts data onto the network cable and takes data from the cable is called the access method. So once data is removed on the network, access method helps to regulate the flows of network traffic. Major access method. So channel access is handled at the media access control or MAC sublayer of the link layer in the USI model. There are 5 major types of channel access, and those are contention, switching, token, passing, demand parity, and polling. And we're gonna discuss each major to the next slide. So what is contention? Contention is a media access method that is used to share a broadcast medium. So in contention, many computers in the network can transmit data at any time. First come, first serve. This system breaks down when 2 computers attempt to transmit at the same time. So what is switching? Switching is the process of channeling data received from any number of input ports to another designated port that will transmit the data to its desired destination. So the device through with the input databases is called as switches. What is token passing? Token passing on a local area network. Token is a channel access method where a packet world token is passed between nodes to authorize that node to communicate. In contrast, the polling access method, there is no predefined or master node. What is demand parity? Demand parity is a media access control method or 100 VG analan network or 100 VG analan is a high-speed form of Ethernet based on IEEE standard or 802.12 developed by Hewlett-Packard. It is the method by which station on 100 VG analan network gain access to the wire for transmitting data. What is pooling? It is a method of controlling the access to a transmission method which is shared by a number of stations. Choosing an access method. So access method is the portion of computer operation system responsible for formatting datasets and their direction to specific storage devices. Example from the main frame world include virtual storage access method or VSAM and extended sequential access method or ISAM. For example, the example for this is the picture attached in the right side. So for example, you're using a Excel for us to be organized. So the name, you can put your name on it. For example, John, Mary, and their ID number is 12, 13. So in order for us to have an easy access for our organized work. So that will be the end of this chapter, and will be the chapter summary. You can read the summary of the discussed slides in this slide as well. Key terms, this is the terms being used in this chapter. You can read those things by yourself. You can just feel free to read this. Chapter 6 ends here, so that will be the end of this chapter. And reference, this will be the references of this chapter, or where did I get all my resources. So that will be all for chapter 6. See you in chapter 7.